Good morning. This is Lisa Lanasa with diaVerge Diabetes, and I'm here today to bring you day 11 of our spring training series. Now, for the last 2 weeks, I've been coming to you with a short video every day talking about some aspect of diabetes management, low carb eating, tips, tricks, the whole shebang. So we have 5 more days left, just the weekdays this week, bringing you all up to April 1st. And this week I was planning to talk to you about hypoglycemia and treatment of hypoglycemia, and I wasn't planning on doing it this way or today, but here it is. And now I'm hoping I can get through this without crying. I have my computer here with my script, so I might end up just reading it. I apologize in advance for that, but I've already taken a couple takes and I can't get through it without choking up. So here we go. Yesterday, we had a terrible tragedy within the diabetes community, and Dr. Mandy Harris, who had suffered severe hypoglycemia 7 weeks ago, passed away yesterday. And this is something that I know a lot of people in the online diabetes community are really grappling to understand. And I'm not sure that we ever will understand the how exactly it happened, or of course the why. But it happened, and I think we can all learn from it and make sure that our emergency plans are in place to keep us as safe as possible. Now, Dr. Mandy Harris was a pediatric neurologist and was extremely influential both in her practice as well as in the online diabetes community. She had been following Dr. Bernstein's recommendations for low carb eating for, I believe, 2 years, and possibly 3, but her diabetes was very well controlled. She was very well educated, and she was suffering from a short-term illness which brought her insulin resistance higher, and as a result she needed to take more insulin. And she was found unresponsive overnight and was rushed to the emergency room, actually at the hospital where she practiced, and had been in a coma ever since. So like I said, we might never know the exact how or why this happened, but today's video is a PSA, a public service announcement, that we need to be extra careful and really understand the risks as well as how to take precautions to avoid hypoglycemic episodes, severe hypoglycemic episodes, from happening when at all possible. Now, certainly I'm not placing any blame here. This is an extremely tragic incident that I think a lot of us can relate to, and I'm going to start crying here again. I had a very similar incident a year ago, and it happens. I had stacked my insulin inadvertently overnight. I was very tired and had been working too long, and it's something that I really haven't wanted to write out about much or admit to, because I felt that I did something wrong and I was to blame, and certainly we don't want to place any blame here. But please have an emergency plan in place. Thank goodness in my case my husband was sleeping next to me, and when I started convulsing he was able to go to the emergency room. I'm sorry I can't get through this. But have glucagon. This pack of glucagon can certainly save a life. Not in all cases, but if glucagon is available where you live, have it. Make sure those around you know how to use it. And train everybody. Have your emergency plan in place. Know your doctor's office. Know your emergency room contact. Know which hospital your insurance covers. And make sure that your loved ones, or those that live with you, or those that are close to you, know how to use all of this and how to get you help in the case of an emergency. Now, sorry, I'm going to cry all the way through this, I think. Another detail of self-management, diabetes is a bitch, honestly, to be perfectly frank. What works one day doesn't work the next, and insulin resistance can turn on a dime, and suddenly your body can absorb things better and you can have severe hypoglycemia. Or on the flip side, you can start having an illness or an infection and your blood sugar can go sky high. So if you have a high blood sugar, please avoid stacking insulin whenever possible. That means doubling up on doses. When one dose is still active in your bloodstream, don't give yourself a second dose. Wait for the first dose to be working and get past its peak before you give yourself any more to avoid severe hypoglycemia on the flip side. If you have a CGM, consider a share feature with a loved one or a parent or a significant other, a spouse, anyone, particularly during those sick times or times when insulin resistance or blood sugar control is more erratic. Consider sharing your CGM data with somebody. They can access it on their phone, and it's an extra precaution. If you don't have a CGM, consider getting one. If your insurance has denied you a CGM, appeal it, fight one more time. If at all possible, buy one out of pocket or appeal to the online diabetes community. There are ways that people can help. They certainly helped me after my hypoglycemic episode a little over a year ago. They were the first, the online diabetes community was the first access that I had to a CGM. And if I had a CGM that night, maybe it wouldn't have happened. But please take precautions, know the emergency steps, be extra vigilant in your diabetes care. Don't stack insulin doses, and pray for Mandy, pray for Mandy's family and colleagues and kids and husband and everybody whose lives that she touched, because we've all lost a great person in the online diabetes community, but especially those who loved her and were close to her. This is a very tragic loss. And if you're able to, please consider donating to Mandy's family's GoFundMe page. I'll be linking it here in the comments. And also, taking this as a suggestion from some other people who have posted it online, consider donating directly to one of the labs and scientists who is working to find a cure for type 1 diabetes. Faustman Labs at the University of Massachusetts is in stage 2 trials right now with the BCG vaccine, and it's extremely promising. So consider donating to research to find a cure. Thank you so much for watching this. I know it's not the most comfortable. It certainly is. Thank you. I'll come to you tomorrow a little bit more cheery. Thank you.